of space misfits who could repair warp drive with chewing gum but couldn't pass a sobriety test to save their lives. Blood pressure's comms unit buzzed. Hello? Yes, this is blood pressure. Who did you expect? The ghost of Christmas future. What? The sinks in the officers' club are backing up again? I am the commodore of a nebula outpost, not a cosmic plumber. He slammed the comms down and clutched his chest. If I was sick, dangerously, tragically ill, I could appoint an acting station commander. Someone to take the heat from ironclads. Someone who will inevitably fail so spectacularly that ironclads will be too busy court-martialing him to notice the dust on my desk. You don't mean? Slither whispered. Oh, I do. Blood pressure grinned wickedly. I'm appointing Maverick Sterling. With him and his band of space pirates in charge, they'll turn this station into an orbital orgy within 20 minutes. Ironclads will execute them on sight, and I'll be safe in the infirmary, fighting for my life. Chapter 2. The Acting Admiral of Chaos. Maverick Sterling walked into the Commodore's office to find blood pressure draped across a lounge chair, groaning like a dying whale. Skip. My boy. Blood pressure wheezed. Looking surprisingly healthy. Despite the fake sweat, Slither was spraying on him with a misting bottle. The medics, they don't know if it's space malaria or just a broken heart. I need you to take command of Aeolus 9. Me? Commodore, I'm a void skipper, not a desk jockey. Sterling replied, suspicious. I won't hear of it. You're the best we have, blood pressure cried, and to help you, I'm appointing your faithful, bumbling sidekick, Junior Lieutenant Pip Pumpernickel, as acting executive officer. Pip Pumpernickel, a man who once managed to accidentally lock himself inside a secure evidence locker for 3 days, beamed with pride. Oh boy, did you hear that, Skip? I'm an exec. I'll get my uniform pressed. I'll buy a clipboard. Go, Sterling, command this station. Blood pressure shouted, then collapsed back into his cushions as they left. Happy illness to me, Slither. This is going to be the best disaster of my career. The moment Sterling took the chair, the station changed. Within an hour, the no gambling signs were replaced with maximum betting posters. The garter belts finally arrived and were distributed with much fanfare. Pip Pumpernickel sat at the main comms desk, wearing 3 different headsets. Executive Officer Pip here. What? The sinks are still blocked? Well, use a thermal detonator. What? You want permission for a party? Full speed ahead, to the moon. Skip, Pip whispered, turning to Sterling. The boys want to throw a little shindig in the hangar. For morale. Morale is important, Pip, Sterling said, leaning back with his feet on the Commodore's mahogany desk. Tell them all a headful, and see if you can find some of that vintage Arcturian ale. Chapter 3. The Archduke and the Nebula Dancers. The party was in full swing when the station's radar began to blare. A royal transport was approaching. It wasn't ironclads yet. It was the Archduke of the Nebula Sector, Karim the Magnificent, along with his 3 daughters, the cosmic princesses. Blood pressure told me to welcome them, Sterling muttered, adjusting his cap. Pip, get the crew. We need to look like a professional military unit, not a group of guys who just won a space drag race. The Archduke was a man of immense dignity and a very short temper regarding the honor of his daughters. I am Karim, he announced as he stepped onto the docking bay. I travel with my most priceless cargo, my daughters. If any man dares to debase their dignity, he shall answer to my plasma saber. Wowie, wow, wow, whispered one of Sterling's crewmen. A grease monkey named Gruber. I heard that, the Archduke roared. Like a chicken. You dare make bird noises at my royalty? No, sir, Sterling stepped in. In our sector, Wowie is a ceremonial greeting of deep respect. It translates to, the stars are dim compared to your glory. The Archduke softened. I see. Very well. I wish to see your ship. This Void Runner looks like a sturdy craft. Sterling gave the Archduke a tour, even letting him take the helm. Meanwhile, Pip was tasked with entertaining the princesses. Naturally, Pip managed to convince one of them, Princess Siri. to sneak away for a private tour of the station's zero-gravity garden. The problem was that the Archduke had insisted on a formal dinner. "Pip, where is Princess Siri?" Sterling hissed as they prepared for the banquet. "She's, stuck in the zero-G garden," Pip whispered. "The lock jammed, and the engines on the shuttle we took there conked out. Binghamton, I mean. Blood pressure is going to kill us," Sterling groaned. "He's watching us like a hawk from the infirmary window." At the dinner, the Archduke noticed the empty chair. "Where is my daughter Siri? Why is she not at the table?" "She's dressing," Pip blurted out. "She has a very complicated gown, many buttons, thousands of them. I shall see her now," the Archduke demanded. In a desperate move, Pip dressed Gruber, the hairiest man on the crew, in a veil and a shimmering space robe. Gruber, desperate to save his skin, performed a traditional nebula dance in the shadows, hoping the Archduke's eyesight wasn't what it used to be. "My daughter, she has grown quite muscular," the Archduke remarked, squinting. "It's the nebula gas, sir," Sterling shouted. "Affects the vocal cords. Quite common." Just then, the real Princess Siri escaped the garden and burst into the room. The ruse was up. The Archduke was furious. Blood Pressure, who had sneaked in to watch the failure, was laughing. And Ironclad's ship was finally docking. Chapter 4. The Laughing Gas Incident. The High Command's fitness board was convened. Pip Pumpernickel was on the chopping block. Blood Pressure was determined to have Pip demoted to Space Janitor Second Class for the Princess Gruber incident. "Skip, you've got to help me," Pip cried. "I don't want to be a janitor. I'm allergic to space mops." Sterling huddled his crew. "We need Blood Pressure in a good mood. A really good mood. Remember that laughing gas the dentist uses? Nitrous oxide, the euphoria gas?" Gruber asked. "We've got a whole tank of it in the medbay." The plan was simple. Pipe the gas into Blood Pressure's office just before he signed the demotion papers. Sterling and Pip entered the office with a gift, a bouquet of highly fragrant and gas-soaked space lilies. "What is this?" Blood Pressure snapped. "Lilies? I'm allergic to lilies." "Just breathe deeply, Commodore," Sterling urged. "Clear your lungs. Smell the appreciation." Outside the window, Gruber and the boys were pumping the gas through the ventilation duct. Suddenly, Blood Pressure's scowl began to twitch. A giggle escaped his lips. Then a chortle, then a full-blown, belly-shaking roar of laughter. "Pip, Chucky, Wacky," Blood Pressure howled, slapping Pip on the back. "You torpedoed a garbage scow. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Potato peels everywhere. Ha ha ha." "He's in Happy Land, Skip," Pip whispered. "Sign the pardon, Bingy Wingy," Sterling urged, handing him a pen. "I'll sign anything. I love everyone." Blood Pressure cheered. But then the door swung open. Grand Inquisitor Ironclad stepped in, looking like a statue carved from frozen spite. He found the Commodore of Aeolus, 9, wearing a wastepaper basket as a hat and dancing a jig with a junior lieutenant. "Binghamton," Ironclad thundered. "Oh, look, it's Iron Pants." Blood Pressure giggled, poking the Grand Inquisitor in the ribs. "Want to see me open the window?" It's a riot. The gas began to affect Ironclads too. Within minutes, the most feared man in the galaxy was sitting on the floor, sharing a bag of space chips with Sterling and trying to remember the lyrics to a sea shanty. "You're all magnificent," Ironclads wheezed. "Parker, you're a hero. Sterling, you're a genius. Let's cancel all the court-martials and go for a swim in the nebula." Chapter 5. Rex the Space Lizard and the Payroll. A week later, the station was in a panic. The monthly payroll, 62,000 galactic credits, stored on a single high-security wafer, had vanished. Pip Pumpernickel had been transporting it through the saloon sector when he claimed he was accosted by a beautiful woman with a heart-shaped birthmark on her ankle. She took the credits. "Skip, and my gun belt," Pip cried. Blood Pressure was ecstatic. "This is it. Grand larceny. I'll have the whole crew in the spice mines by